Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday Coffee with Jexo, where we scan through last week's news and updates from across the Atlassian ecosystem. I'm Biro from Jexo.
And hi, I'm Sean from Easy Agile. Good morning. The links from the sources of today's topics are all found linked in the description below this video. And also, this show is available to watch on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and if you're the podcasting type, we've got a Spotify option as well. Just navigate to the Monday Coffee page listed in the description for all of these streaming options. Thanks for having me, Biro.
Nailed it. Thanks for helping me deliver the news this morning, Sean. It's a pleasure to have you on. And just a quick thing, last minute guest. We have our Chief Cuteness Officer who's just sleeping over there, and we have a puppy cam. We'll navigate from time to time to her and see how she does. She's a bit tired after a night of sleep, so yeah, she needs a bit of rest. But I know she'll pop in and out from time to time. Right, so I'll start us off then. So Halp, for those not familiar, is an internal ticketing system that integrates well with your messaging tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams. Halp helps teams centralize internal requests, basically saying bye-bye to messy and scattered conversations across multiple systems and keeping employee messaging on their beloved chat tool. This latest update introduces the ability for admins to set specific queues as sensitive, which will make replies private. What this means is that, let's say you have an HR inquiry about a benefit. You can raise your question on the HR public Slack, but replies from the HR team will be sent to you in a Slack direct message using the Halp tool. The request conversation remains logged in Halp system for the HR team, but rather than having on Slack the thread reply public, where some of that information might be sensitive, the conversation continues automatically on direct messages. So if you use Halp already, this feature should be available in your settings, so give it a try. If you don't use Halp already, shame on you. But no, seriously, do your team a favor and try the tool. Such a bliss not overwhelming your team with extra processes to reach out to support. Just let them use the one communication tool in your organization that everyone loves.
Well, some of those features seem really important. There's nothing worse than sending the wrong message to the wrong person, isn't there? Security's key. All right, on to our next story.
Exactly.
The team behind Atlassian's Team Central product announced they're shipping a new set of features. Team Central was announced back in February 2021 and has been promoted as your team's homepage for status reporting. Now, it's still in beta, but this latest announcement from Atlassian shows they are serious about investing in this new product. This Atlassian community announcement includes 3 features. Firstly, you'll be able to look up someone you work with to see their reporting lines in the company. Who's their manager? How many direct reports do they have? Which department are they in? This is critical information when you're trying to encourage that cross-team collaboration. Previously, we'd have to switch out to our HR system or maybe a custom-built directory in order to find this information. So it's clear here that in Team Central, Atlassian are trying to bring all of that relevant information into the one place. Secondly, Atlassian announced new filtering options. You can use filters like job title, department, and reporting line to find exactly the right person you need to be talking to for your project. Nice one. The last feature that Atlassian announced in this post, and Biro, I think this is actually the most important feature, they announced an extra level of detail on the org chart, which shows not only the reporting lines in the company, but also what goals and projects each person is accountable for. Now, in larger companies, context is so important. And to be able to find the right person at the right time could save hours internally. I remember struggling with this at a previous role. Half of the time spent on a project was trying to find the right person in legal or in the security team, just so that you could have a conversation. This solves that problem.
That is super exciting. Honestly, for me, Team Central has been a very early and rough MVP up until this feature, having a coherent way of linking your work into and your team members that you already have in Jira into a proper org chart, and being able to find people by skill set, by department, by goals, or even the tasks that they do. You could do some of that slightly in Jira, but having that org chart and seeing who's reporting to what, their skill set, it's very valuable. And we used to do it in the previous company with a bespoke tool. So it's really great to see Jira and Atlassian basically implementing this natively and having this out of the box. So Team Central, a tool to follow for sure.
Yeah, definitely worth checking that one out.
All right, so new podcast alert. Ding, 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 ding. Atlassian just launched Work Check, a brilliant podcast debating everything work practices. The host, Christine, talks to members of the debate team with different views on specific topics. There are rounds for the debaters to make their point, and Christine awards points after each round. Then, at the end, one side is crowned the debate winner. The first episode is about the practice of dog fooding, mainly if everyone in the team should be using their product to know their product, or there are downsides in forcing the practice when your team is not the target consumer. And I don't want to give much away and spoil it for everyone, but Nick, your boss basically, is there, isn't he? I enjoy learning how you guys use at Easy Agile practices around dog fooding, your tools made for large-scale Agile, but in a faster and smaller setup than your average consumer. And look, I'm super impressed with this new Work Check podcast. It is a high-quality production. It's funny, lighthearted, but also super insightful. The folk involved know what they're doing, and I think it will turn into a hit podcast in no time. Give the first episode a try, give it a listen, and I promise you'll not be disappointed. And I think Peanut will definitely agree with me. She doesn't look that excited, but I promise you she's excited about this podcast.
I can tell the way that Peanut's sleeping that they love listening to new podcasts, and Atlassian's podcasts are always such high quality that it's really easy listening and you always learn something from every episode. Isn't that right?
Yeah, very true.
Okay, Biro, this is the one we've all been waiting for. It's our, drumroll please, article of the week. Article of the week.
Woo!
This article comes from Sam Irons, a content designer at Atlassian. And Sam writes in this article about the concept of experience debt, what it is, how to measure it, and how to pay it down. Now, I won't lie, it is a long read, but it's so worth it. Sam explains that in the rush to ship new features, software companies leave this experience debt behind. And experience debt is a lot like tech debt. They are compromises we make in order to get the minimum viable product, that MVP, out the door. And Sam defines the different types of experience debt like UX debt, paper cuts, bugs, journey complexity, and prerequisite paths. In the post, there is an acceptable level of experience debt, and that's always inevitable, although it's important to prevent debt that is reckless or deliberate. And teams need to take control of their design debt, add buffer to future iterations, and commit to tracking the level of acceptable experience debt using really clear and transparent metrics. So if you work in software, UX, or design, this article really is a must read.
It's really interesting because you never think about that. Every single time you do a cleanup sprint, you focus on the tech debt. Oh, what do we left behind? What do we need to clean up and such? And in reality, and we all do this. We're all guilty of. I don't know if guilty is the right word, because at the end of the day, I feel that it's a natural process, having to prioritize and maybe descope or shelve some improvements or features or experience. But I think it's a natural progression, and it's a natural standard to have to take things on later. But I think more often than not, we look at depth from a tech perspective, and sometimes we forget about the experience part. So this is a really good read, 100%. All right, so, well, look, I know I've talked in a few of these about JiraCon, but it is shaping up to be a brilliant event, probably one of the most prominent Atlassian-related events this year. And I promise I'm not just saying that because Jexo is the main sponsor. There's a crazy good lineup of speakers, breakout sessions, and booths to visit. You will for sure leave the event a lot more enlightened in Jira ways. And I know that Easy Agile is sponsoring as well, and you guys have some talks there in the booth. But on top of that, I got some exciting news for you. We teamed up with Trundo, the event organizers, to bring you the JiraCon raffle with awesome, crazy good prizes. The grand prize, sponsored by Jexo, will be the newly released iPad mini, with second prize, the recently launched GoPro 10, sponsored by Trundo. The third prize will take home a Harmony standing desk, provided by Jexo. And 7 other winners will get swag bags with cool merch by Trundo and Jexo. Make sure you grab your event ticket and don't miss the opening keynote where Patrick will explain how you can participate in this raffle.
It's going to be a great event, JiraCon. We've got a few people from the team speaking and attending, and we're really looking forward to hearing the sessions from Jexo and all of the speakers. It's a great lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And the prizes are not bad as well. And I know that there's it's not just Jexo and Trundo, there are other prizes. So yeah, you need to attend and pay attention to all of the sponsors, because everyone is having a bit of giveaways.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Well, in news from my team at Easy Agile, we're very proud to share that our podcast has reached the ripe old age of 1. And we've had over 1,000 downloads. Yes, the first birthday. Thank you very much. We're really proud of the podcast, and we're proud of the conversations we've had on the podcast over the last 12 months, and the caliber of guests has really been outstanding. We've learned from experts in their field like Dom Price from Atlassian, Kit Friend from Accenture, John Turley from Adaptivist, Melissa Ree from Scaled Agile, and Chris Stone, the virtual Agile coach. So if you're looking for something new to listen to after morning coffee with Jexo, and you still want to engage your System 2 thinking, we'd love to have you join in the fun. Head on over to easyagile.com/podcast to check out the latest episode. Thanks, Biro.
No, don't worry. And I think we'll follow that closely as well. We'll include it as a source of saying what you guys release as podcasts, and potentially including it in people to listen, because we do love podcasts here at Jexo and Monday Coffee, and we tend to promote podcasts from the ecosystem. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. Peanut is still having a great, brilliant time. I think she really enjoyed Monday Coffee. That's about it from Atlassian Ecosystem. I hope you enjoy Monday Coffee with Jexo, whether you're watching us live or recorded later. Sean, you've been a delight. Thanks for helping me out, and looking forward in getting invited to your podcast. Wink, wink.
Great. Thanks, Biro. I had a lot of fun coming on today, and your invitation to our podcast will be in the mail, so keep an eye out.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So join me next Monday with another brilliant guest. Jari from Adaptivist will help me deliver Atlassian news like there's no tomorrow. Oh, and before we go, we actually have a 4th surprised guest presenter before Nikki's return.
Anyone I'd know?
I hope not.
Well, aren't you mysterious?
Maybe.
I'll reveal the identity of the mysterious individual in the upcoming Monday Coffee. So do subscribe so you don't miss the next stream. Have a great week.